Coming up on Primetime, the $664 million meeting is all set for tomorrow between the governor and your lawmakers. Plus, over 100 students and parents came out to get vaccinated at the home of the geckos in Mingilao, and the rape trial of a former airman continued this morning with defense witness testimony.
Hafide and good evening. I'm Adriana Cotero. The $664 million meeting is all set for tomorrow between Governor Lou Leon Guerrero and the legislature. Senators have submitted their spending wish list for the governor's discretionary federal relief funding and will make their pitch during a closed-door meeting at Adaloop. Nestor Lecanto reports.
The governor asked for the priority list after some heavy bipartisan lobbying from senators who wanted input on the spending for the American Rescue Plan windfall. Speaker Therese Terlahi sent the list Friday in a letter signed by all 15 lawmakers. Their priorities break down into 4 categories. Direct assistance, $68 million, including $30 million for the RISE Act and $35 million for small businesses. Healthcare, $233 million, including $200 million for a new hospital, though the governor has said she will set aside $300 million. Infrastructure and technology upgrades, $341 million, including $52 million for GWA, so they won't have to raise water and sewer rates. And finally, workforce training and diversification, $18.5 million. Speaker Therese Terlahi.
Because this is a one-time, influx of funds, and they're huge amounts, really. So we really want to take care, like you said, Chris, of those perennial problems that we have not been able to get over despite our efforts.
So the bulk of the spending is for capital improvements rather than operational shortfalls. Minority Leader Chris Duenas.
What have been the long-standing issues with government entities that provide services to our people that don't involve staff salaries increases or additional money for staff so that they can handle that in their general fund budget? What have been the long-standing issues with regards to IT stuff, with regard to infrastructure?
The governor is still waiting, though, for federal guidance on how the money can be spent. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Guam's private schools may not be getting a direct appropriation from the President's American Rescue Plan, but according to Catholic School Superintendent Dr. Juan Flores, they should be getting almost $30 million as part of funding appropriated to the Guam Department of Education.
We really are going through a process whereby all of our projects are being reviewed by GDOE's Federal Program Office, and those guys are incredibly patient with me especially, and then also reviewed by the U.S. Education Department.
Flores says they're being availed up to $26 million in ARP funds, with 20% of those services having to be associated with evidence-based or research-based practices. GDOE, as we reported, is scheduled to receive $287 million in ARP funds. Can you prove you're vaccinated without your vaccination card? Physicians Advisory Group Chair Dr. Ho Win says a new QR code program will be issued by private clinics in order to verify vaccination.
You have a QR code you scan and it verify your vaccination status and along with your last testing. The QR code will be on your phone. It's all HIPAA compliant, so there's no private information there on the QR code program.
A soft launch of the program will roll out by the end of the week, and the full launch will roll out by early June. The QR program is just one of the changes soon to come. The Physicians Advisory Group is also in discussion of adjusting quarantine protocols for incoming travelers based on vaccination, along with lowering of age for vaccination eligibility. Make sure to tune in to the link tomorrow morning. KUAM is scheduled to have Public Health Chief Medical Officer Dr. Felix Cabrera on the link to discuss the latest. Get tested, get a vaccination, or both if you want. Tomorrow at the Old Carnival Grounds in Tizen, Public Health will be holding a combination drive-through COVID clinic from 9 a.m. to noon. Rapid tests take about 15 minutes for results, and you don't need to have symptoms. Additionally, the Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson vaccines will be available on site. Last week, Public Health launched its very first combination COVID clinic at the Dededo Farmers Market. Over 100 individuals availed of the opportunity to get vaccinated at the home of the geckos. KUAM's Isaiah Uggan has this report.
The Guam Department of Education continued their COVID-19 vaccination efforts at the George Washington High School gym, and it proceeded smoothly. This is the 4th clinic organized by the department and is offered to eligible students and parents. GDOE's Interim Public Information Officer, Michelle Franquez, says that 150 residents registered to get vaccinated, and that another vaccine clinic is being organized.
It's actually geared towards our seniors. However, anyone in the community is more than welcome to participate and avail of the vaccine. It's called our Vaccinate Before You Graduate. We would really like to encourage our seniors to come out on May 24th from 9 to 3 at the JK Gymnasium and receive their Pfizer vaccine.
Franquez says that all 4 clinics held so far have been successful.
I'd really like to give a shout out to all our school health counselors, our nurses, our social workers, because they've really done an amazing job keeping everyone coordinated. I'd like to reach out to our SROs who have helped with managing traffic control, and then a shout out to all our school support staff and our administrators who have allowed us this opportunity to host these clinics at the school sites to cater to their student population. It's really a team effort and everybody bringing it together to ensure that our island is one step closer to being fully vaccinated as a family and a community.
Meanwhile, 34-year-old Alexandra Garrido, who is a GW High School science teacher, says since some restrictions are eased, she feels now is the time to get the shot.
We're having a little more freedom as far as traveling and being able to go on the island. I thought it'd be a good time to get it.
The Dededo resident shared why she got vaccinated.
If I weren't confident in what I teach and what is out there in the science right now, I think I'd kind of be doing myself a disservice. There's a lot of vaccines that we take every year, and I think it's important that if it's going to help us in the long run, that we should at least try and hopefully hope for the best.
Reported for Guam's News Network, Guahusi, Isaiah Ugin.
2 police officers and 1 customs officer assigned to the isolation facility have contracted COVID-19. Chief of Police Steve Ignacio confirms that the officers are under quarantine and the decontamination team has been activated. As for contact tracing, there have been about 8 officers from GPD, Customs, and the Department of Youth Affairs determined as close contacts.
Just within the assignment, we identified those that were in close contact, and they've been sent home, and they're not going to be reporting for duty until such time that we follow the 5-day incubation period, and then also the 14-day period. So we're going to test them at day 5 and then test them again at day 14, just to make sure that they're not positive and they're not asymptomatic and still reporting for duty.
Ignacio says the 3 officers positive for COVID-19 were not vaccinated and all had some sort of direct or indirect exposure to each other. And he shares this message to the public.
Even as we come into relaxed standards, relaxed Pico 3, standards, we still must remain vigilant. And these 3 positives, further, signify that we can't let our guard down. We still have to remain vigilant.
Ignacio adds that the officers' symptoms remain mild and they are not hospitalized. 2 people were arrested early Sunday morning after taking police on a high-speed chase in a stolen Jeep Wrangler. That started in Maina, Tamuning, Harmon, Dededo, and ending with their arrest in Jico. While in the Chalancota area of Dededo, the driver rammed 2 marked police cars. 3 officers had opened fire, but the Jeep fled the area. It was eventually located outside a home parked along Chalan Emsley and Jigo. Arrested on a slew of charges were 26-year-old Anthony Luis Camacho and 20-year-old Leilani Wright. Both were booked and confined. GPD, in the meantime, is conducting an internal affairs investigation into the incident. All officers involved have been placed on administrative leave. Former Airman Luis Anthony Vargas's rape trial resumed this morning with defense witness testimonies. Vargas faces criminal sexual conduct charges for allegedly raping a 9-year-old girl known to him in 2018. Public defender Stephen Hattori brought forward character witnesses to testify via Zoom, all of whom are related to the defendant. His sisters and cousin testified that they trust Vargas with their own children and that he never presented any pedophile-like characteristics.
Are you able to, render an opinion as to whether Luis has a propensity for being a molester, a child molester?
My brother? Oh my God, no. Never, no.
So you've never heard anything over the years?
Not in a million years, no.
Further, his older sister, Ana Vargas, testified that they met the young victim and her mother about 4 years ago. Vargas's trial is recessed until Friday, May 14th at 1 p.m. with the continuation of the defense's case in chief. As stated in court, if found guilty, the defendant faces 25 years to life imprisonment. Jury selection is underway in former UFC fighter John Tuck's rape trial. He is accused of sexually assaulting a female in a Tamuning restaurant parking lot last year. As reported, the victim was expected to arrive on island over the weekend in time for the trial to begin. Both parties anticipate the trial to be roughly a week long. Tuck is represented by attorney Randy Cunliffe. And stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
Social distancing may be the new norm, but connection will always be our tradition. Through good times and tough times, we remain connected with you. Masks may be the new fashion, but protection will always be our style. You can always count on us to protect the things that matter the most. Sanitizing may be the new routine, but caring will always be our practice. We care about your loved ones and the things you value the most. And as we welcome our new normal, one thing remains certain: we will always be here for you. We're open and ready to serve you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
With Prism Home Wi-Fi, I'm not just getting smart Wi-Fi that adapts and delivers consistent speeds that cater to my lifestyle needs. I'm getting peace of mind with real-time online security that monitors every device on my network. Parental controls with the ability to filter age-appropriate content for my child. And with HomePass, I have full control over my network and so much more. Experience Wi-Fi and beyond with Prism Home Wi-Fi, powered by Plume HomePass from GTA.
Here is the perfect chicken finger. 4 of them, actually. They're hand battered. They're cooked to order. And made with love. Raising Cane's chicken fingers will make you say, "Oh yeah." Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Make sure you're connected. The writing's on the wall. 'Cause if your mind's neglected, stumble you might fall.
Connection is a human necessity, one we need today more than ever. And with the new First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, you can stay just as connected to your finances. And it all starts with yes.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week. Your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. The ongoing search for a second emergency temporary homeless shelter may finally be seeing some light. Tyler Matanani has this report from last week's Interagency and Homelessness and Poverty Prevention meeting.
The pressure to locate a second homeless shelter has been building as the waitlist for Global Dorm continues to grow. OHAP Executive Director Sarah Thomas Nedadog.
It's truly a crisis to have so many people, and we know we're not seeing everybody.
During last week's OHAP meeting, Guam Housing and Urban Renewal Authorities, AMORSE, revealed that a Tamuning facility has been identified as a potential shelter.
We're hoping that we should be able to start the operation towards the end of the month if everything pushes through in our direction. If not, it would be next month.
GURA will be funding Catholic Social Services $1.6 million for the 40-room shelter, and a walkthrough of the facility will be conducted this week. SAY says that priority will be placed on those that are chronically homeless, most especially those that have been identified as staying in derelict buildings and the abandoned garage identified in Tumon.
And the place would be also like global. We will be providing meals and all the support services, and Manielo would be providing the case management part of it.
Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio explained that the second emergency shelter is coming at a good time and that assisting homeless families is another priority.
We have a large number of families that are way past what we normally would define as
emergency shelter period of time, right? That means that there still is a considerable amount of work in casework and placement.
Currently, 159 individuals are housed at the Mighty Global Dorm Shelter, 91 of which are minors. The contract for the second shelter still has yet to be signed. There's still an open procurement at GSA for a permanent shelter. Any property owners of apartment complexes or similar facilities interested in registering can contact the General Services Administration. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matanani.
Just because he resigned as administrator of the Chamorro Land Trust Commission doesn't mean he should be let off the hook just yet. Senator Joanne Brown is requesting Oversight Chair Speaker Therese Terlahi call an oversight hearing over the CLTC. Hattick resigned amid controversy in an investigation by the board after allegations surfaced by a land agent of coercion in altering a land report. The board, however, did not release the findings of their investigation, only finding that he was unsuitable to lead the agency. Senator Brown, in a letter to the speaker, insinuates that the commission is participating in a cover-up and that the people deserve answers. Last Friday was Hattick's last day at the CLTC, and Monday was his first day on the job at Adaloop, where he is getting paid a salary of $70,000 to serve as a special assistant assigned to oversee capital improvement projects. A bill to establish a standardized law enforcement leadership tier and general pay scale plan for peace officers drew plenty of support at a public hearing today. The measure by Senator Sen Moylans seeks to establish the basic, supervisory, and management positions among all GovGuam LEOs and set pay based on input from the current Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission. But Post-Chairman Police Chief Steve Ignacio says the commission lacks the staff and resources to do such an extensive study.
You know, it's not a matter of doing the study, it's who's going to do the study, and are we the subject matter experts? We're the subject matter experts in law enforcement, don't get me wrong. We know how to do our job. But are we the subject matter experts when it comes to determining pay?
Bill sponsor Moylan said he specifically gave the responsibility to the Post Commission because the professionals on it have seen all the inequities through the years. He says there's no reason a port security guard should be making $14.15 an hour while a police officer starts at $11.87. He agrees there's a need for funding, but he believes the commission is the right place to start.
We can make some amendments to this, but please, we definitely need to move forward. Now more than ever, with the crisis we have with these pandemics and other situations where our peace officers are definitely needed. We can't keep on training them at, I think, close to $20,000 a person, only for them to be leaving us for greener pastures.
In its fiscal note, the Bureau of Budget estimated the cost of such a study would be about $75,000. According to a report by the Guam OPA, elected and appointed officials are in compliance with local law mandating that they take an ethics and government course. The OPA, however, did have some concerns that the law does not include penalties for those who don't comply and that there's not one single entity in charge of monitoring compliance. The OPA notes that in order to conduct their audit, they had to contact each agency separately to acquire the data. The OPA is recommending the Guam Ethics Commission be tasked to monitor compliance. Catholic School Superintendent Dr. Juan Flores responds to a class photo circulating on social media of the recent FD graduation. The graduates were not social distanced and a majority not wearing a mask, despite public health guidelines that they must be worn at all times. Flores says students weren't intentionally trying to snub the protocols, but believes everyone just got caught up in the moment.
Graduation overtook a lot of people that night. And if there was some hugging and close contact with people with or without masks, I think overall what people were responding to was, their I don't know, emotions surging because of that graduation.
The FD commencement ceremony is the first of the high school graduation season. Flores says that to his understanding, in future ceremonies, group pictures won't be taken. Coming up, Dave Delgado has a recap of your weekend sports action. And still to come, our series for the month of May, Mamapreneurs. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.
Half a day. As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Matson's lifeline services in the Pacific, and that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Matson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have 2 of Matson's largest and fastest ships serving Guam from the U.S. West Coast and Hawaii. With our new state-of-the-art vessels, we stand ready to support the region's economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of serving you for the last 25 years, and you can count on Matson to be here for the next 25 years and beyond.
You may ask yourself, what is a blue raspberry? Or a pink lemon? Or even a strawberry watermelon? But they taste so good in these Minute Maid slushies from McDonald's. Who cares? It's more than a drink. It's a McDonald's drink.
There will come a time when people talk about how Hyundai makes the best car on the road. Now seems about right. The technologically advanced Hyundai Elantra is the 2021 North American Car of the Year.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. On the show tonight, Issa Boys High School basketball, along with some IIAAG sports from boys high school soccer and girls volleyball. Check it out. FD came out the gates hitting shot after shot against Ukadu. The Friars went on a 15-0 run before the Bulldogs would score their first points of the game. Jeremiah David with the three-point shot. Matthew Santos feeds big man Daryl Robles inside the paint. Friars up 21-4 after the first quarter. FD played to their size advantage. 7 different players scored for the home team early. Santos goes up with a shot off the backboard. Blaze Atta with the steal goes coast to coast for the right-handed layup. Ukadu only hit 1 shot after multiple possessions. Jose Suarez with the nice assist. Elijah Garrido finished the game with 6 points. He goes baseline. Hang time with the pump fake to avoid the defender. Bucket off the window. 36-10, FD at the break. Atta saves the ball from going out of bounds. Kane Santos with the reverse finish. Friars held it down on their home court for the 63-40 win. Daryl Robles led all scorers in the win with 16 points. Blaze Atta finished with 14. Kane Santos chipped in with 10. Rylan Cahigo led Ukadu with 12 points. Teammate Mark Carriazo added 8. FD's boys soccer team were in action a few hours later. The Friars played against Harvest at the GFA field. FD attacking Harvest at the start of the whistle. Nainoa Norton with the first shot slips on the kick as Traven Kai comes up with the save. Off the corner kick, Norton's shot goes wide left. Another corner kick here. This time, Daniel Glasscock is off on the header. Friars again with back-to-back shots, but no good. Kai scoops up the low kick. Harvest got their first good look at the goal off a free kick that sailed wide left. Friars picked up the win, scoring 5 goals in the second half. EJ Sablon scored twice. Gavin Baker, Daniel Glasscock, and Nainoa Norton also scored in the win for FD. St. John's and Notre Dame opened up their 2021 IIAAG girls volleyball season at St. John's. Tylee Shepard with the ace. Shepard tied the game at 19 in the first set with back-to-back aces. Ostia Mendiola's kill put the Royals ahead 21-20. St. John's led 26-25 after a huge rally. that put the limited number of fans in the gym on their feet. Manami Rabigo scored twice to give ND back the lead 27-26. ND went on to take the set 28-26. The second set went the distance and then some. ND regrouped and went on to score 4 points for the 29-27 second set win. Notre Dame led 20-15 in the third and went on to take the 3-set win 25-17. Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Welcome to your wildest cravings come true, where the abundance of a Chalupa Cravings Box is all yours. Savor this moment of pure Taco Bell bliss, because it won't last forever. It's value beyond belief.
We're one of 8 U.S. regional fishery councils established under the Magnuson-Stevens Act. The council uses the best available science and local knowledge to develop fishery management plans for over 1.7 million square miles of our productive Pacific waters.
We worked with local scientists and managers to develop an app that captures detailed fishery data.
Accurate catch data from the fishing community are needed to sustain fish populations.
Take a proactive role in fishery management.
The power of data is in our hands.
Mobile offers a new and convenient way to fuel your vehicle. Pay gas and go. No need to line up inside the store. Press preset. Enter whole dollar amount without decimals. Press loyalty ID and enter your mobile number or insert Smiles card. Insert and remove payment card or tap contactless credit card. Begin fueling. And don't forget to grab your receipt. Pay gas and go. It's that easy.
Welcome back. In commemoration of Mother's Day, every Monday in May, we'll be featuring some of the island's multitasking mamas and their businesses. Tonight, we introduce you to a mamapreneur whose business is your one-stop shop for everything stand-up paddleboarding, from boards to rentals to even lessons. Here's more on Sup Shack Guam.
Mamapreneurs is presented to you by Denny's. Guam's Diner is always open. In a couple of months, Sup Shack Guam will be celebrating its 8th year anniversary. Owner Jonte De Leon says her love for paddleboarding kick-started everything.
Just a girl playing on her paddleboard with a bunch of friends turned into me doing rentals and kind of seeing how, that market grew. And then, of course, that ended up turning into, well, why don't I just sell them for a living? Because I'm enjoying this so much.
The mother of 3 says, like with any business, there have been ups and downs.
I've seen competitors come and go throughout the past 8 years. So, definitely it's been a challenge having to compete with product, with other competitors. So in that sense, I'm always trying to, outsource the newest, the latest, the greatest, constant market research with what everyone loves. So yeah, I'm definitely trying to grow with the trend.
And speaking of motherhood, how does De Leon do it? Juggling family and the business and making it work. She admits it's sometimes a struggle.
Any mom in general would know, or parent for that matter, that being a parent does require a lot of sacrifice, whether you work an 8 to 5 for someone or as a business owner. But I just kind of feel like as a business owner myself, on my personal experience, it's been a challenge because a lot of times I feel like I'm working 24 hours a day. But at the same time, it's nice because I can say, well, I need to take off, 8 in the morning to go bring my son to a dental appointment or my daughter to her hair appointment and just rearrange my day and work at 9 p.m. So we learned how to roll with it.
As for any advice for those mamas that are holding on to a business idea that they are truly passionate about, she encourages them to write it down.
A lot of great things come from, inspiration that comes out of nowhere. And when you write things down, I feel like you kind of manifest that. I definitely suggest checking out the SBDC program over at EOG. That's how I got my footing in the ground. They helped me with a business plan and, kind of helped me see like, okay, is this, just a dream? Am I delusional? Can I really do this? Or is this something in fact that I can do? And they really helped do that. So it doesn't hurt to try. I mean, I just feel like you got to take that leap of faith and, see where it takes you.
If you would like more information, follow Subshack Guam on Instagram or like their page on Facebook. Mamapreneurs is presented to you by Denny's. Guam's Diner is always open.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy May 10th birthday to Zayden Rain Doyle. Happy birthday number 7, lucky number 7 to our superstar. We love you so much, Zay. This shout out comes from Mom, Dad, your siblings, and the entire familia. Also celebrating birthday number 7 today, Darren Torres II. To our King Darren, no, Your Majesty. You're getting a birthday shout out from Mommy, your sissies, and your entire family. And each and every one of them says, we love you so much. Got some belated birthday wishes to get to too, starting with May Flores, who was born on May the 8th. Happiest birthday, Mom and Grandma. We're wishing you many more healthy and joyful years ahead. We all love you, Bula. Happy belated birthday number 14 to Lene Janari Tatao, also born on May 8th. To my beautiful daughter, hope you enjoy your day, and the family loves you, Bula. Also, Lene Janari and Grandma May. Happy birthday to the 2 young, beautiful ladies in our family. Enjoy your day, and we love you both. And happy birthday number 23, because born on May the 9th, is Corbin Crisostomo. Happy birthday, son. Wishing you were here to celebrate, but I thank you more for being my Marine hero. May the Lord continue to bless and guide you through your path. Love and miss you so much. Love, Mommy. On behalf of all of us here, your fellow Guamanians, we thank you for your service. And you know what? Everybody whose birthday was today, we hope you have the best birthday ever.
And that's going to do it for us here on Prime Time. Thank you for watching. Have a good night and be safe.
Hop for day and welcome to another episode. Familiar face joining me again.